solving Manchester City's right-back problem without signing anybody. No dashing to the checkbook just to fix this problem in January. I think we can solve it for the entire season without having to go into the market. And we already have the tools to do it. You better believe it. I've done it before. You guys have told me in the chat that you, not me, you are convinced that Pep Guardiola watches this channel because I've made numerous predictions about things that could be done in the starting 11 that have become true and happened. Pep Guardiola has done it. Even things like before the Liverpool game away at Anfield last season, I said, just give Ortega a run out. What were the odds of that? Ortega straight into the starting 11. There were numerous others last season, and I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to do it right now, and I'm confident, and I'll be astounded if Pep hasn't already floated this idea within the squad. Right back, we have a big problem. What have we done in the past as a interesting tool to use with our left back problem in the past? Cancelo. He went straight over there. A right-footed fullback playing in left back. So, I'm not saying Ryan Aït-Nouri. Josko Vardiol. Josko Vardiol. He is the man. He's the one to do it because it ain't like he hasn't got a right foot.
Shots on again. Brilliant again. Oh, that's a stunner.
Good ball. Vardiol in the penalty area. Scores for City. Vardiol swap feet from left foot to right. Vardiol, real chance. And he scored. Josko Vardiol. That is stunning. Vardiol scores on the edge of the area with his right foot. Vardiol shooting position. Oh, how many times? How many times?
It is a thunderous right foot that he's got. Now, I know full well some of you are thinking, well, that's just like cannonball, just swinging at it, a catapult effort, which is just get your laces through it. There was a bit of finesse in there, the goal away at Fulham, the touches to get into that position and just pass it into that bottom corner. So it's like, well, right foot ability, he has got a right foot, we know full well, but most of those efforts were thunder bastard efforts. What about the control? What about the position? Because obviously it's mirrored on the other side of the pitch. I think that could be better. I think that would genuinely be a better situation for Josko Vardiol. And I'll show you why. But before I do that, I wanted to show you some of his touches in an RB Leipzig shirt where I found an 8-minute compilation of which I have narrowed it down and I dissected all of the right foot touches, not just tackles, tackling with his weaker foot, his right foot, touches to get him out of trouble, passes, even shots, brilliant play, all of which with his right foot being the focus point of what I dissected out of that video. And I turned that 8-minute video into just under a 4-minute video, so nearly half of the video contained right foot touches. Have a look at this. Boom, straight away, right foot tackle. Look at that. That's your weaker foot, mate. But yep, snapping straight in there. Love that, Josko, mate. Love that. Look at the guy is just like built to be. This guy is like, look at that. Look at that effort there. Look at that. Brilliant. Absolutely drilling it. But what we're talking about here is the Ryan Cherky of defenders. You don't know what is his strong foot. Is he actually left-footed? I'm not convinced he is. Ambipedal is the word for those that are wondering. Ambipedal. It's not ambidextrous. There's another goal. Right foot pops it at the back post, no problem. Right foot, I'll poke that in the back post. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. I see no reason why this guy can't play right back. No reason at all. He has got such composure. Brilliant composure. And like I said, Ryan Cherky, when he's up front or dabbling around in that number 10 in the pockets behind the striker, you don't know what foot he is. You don't know what his strongest foot is, and Josko is the same. The amount of goals that he has scored with his right foot for Manchester City, I think it's something like 6 out of his 9 goals have come with his right foot. So, is he left-footed? I'm not sure. Look at that, getting out of trouble. It's the bravery, it's the confidence, confidence that we're talking about here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all what side of the pitch he's on, because he can use both feet confidently. Confidently is the key word. So it just comes, it's instinct. This guy was in the back garden as a kid, and you know full well is whoever it was, whether it's his mum or his dad, use your other foot. Use your other foot. As all good parents will have told their kids, and they start at a young age. You just practice and practice and practice until you're playing with both feet. And look at him. That's how you tackle with your strong foot, but he did it with his right foot, in the left back position because he was hooking it back to the goalkeeper. But he goes with his weaker foot on so many occasions and it works. It just works. And look at that. If that's going on your right side, passing it out with his right foot, no problem. I'm going to show you shortly why this is a benefit and playing on the right side of the pitch, even if he is more predominantly left-footed, why this will be a benefit for Manchester City. But I mean, have some of that. Have some of that, you bastard. Have some of that, Jude. Fucking ran through him like a steam train, mate. Look at that through ball, threading the eye of a needle with his right foot. Composure back to the keeper. You know, brilliant. I'm convinced, absolutely convinced, and I'll convince you in a minute as well. I've got a lovely little back heel with his right foot. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how obvious it is. I couldn't believe how no one's suggesting that. I'm sure someone has suggested it somewhere in the world. I'm sure. Not publicly, though. I haven't seen anyone come out and say Josko should be playing right back. Because, I mean, this guy should be absolutely doing the job in that position for Manchester City going forward. And the fact is, he's injured right now, but he could be back. He could be back for the Manchester derby. Which, well, I don't think he's going to be thrown straight into right back, considering he's had a reasonable spell out as well, hasn't he? But I'm not convinced that's going to be the absolute certainty that Josko Gvardiol will be thrown straight in at right back. But listen to what he said. Josko himself has said this.
Me being in the left pocket, going to my right, taking a shot, it's important, and especially last game against Wolves.
So notice there how he's talking about the pockets. It's key. And that being an instinct to come inside, he said. So, if an instinct is to come inside...
That's what she said!
Coming inside on your stronger foot, wouldn't that be better? You think about all the goals that Josko scored. Let's put him in his last season's position. I'm not saying Ryan Aitken should go right back. I'm sure he could probably do a reasonable job. But you think about last season, more often than not, Marmoush was either Doku or Grealish, and you'd see Josko inside, in that inside left half space. In that channel there, more often than not. You would see him on the overlap occasions, but how many of his goals came from that position with his weaker foot? You're thinking Wolves, you're thinking Real Madrid, you're thinking Luton at home. Bang, 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 all with his right foot from that particular position. So, roles reverse seems pretty obvious to me, does it not? Because you're going to have Oscar Bob, who's going to be hugging the touchline. We want to have a tendency for Marmoush to come inside, giving Ryan Aitken the ability to overlap, and that would leave these three as the strongest back three. And when we're in possession of the ball, I think these would obviously be further forward, and you'd probably see more of a two at the back, and Reinders getting in closer to Haaland, and Josko in that position. But it's a mirrored position to what we saw last season. Don't forget last season. So if he's receiving the ball in here, what foot is he going to use when he's drilling the ball into the top corner? His left foot, which is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be his stronger foot. So if he's got that ability on the opposite side of the pitch with his right foot, one, that breathes confidence into me to think, well, he can use his right foot, which you're going to have to use as a right back. Of course you are. But when he gets the ball on the inside space, on the right inside half space, he's going to have the space open up in front of him and bang with his left foot, his stronger foot. This is solved. Solved. We're sorted. Nunez, Rico Lewis, apologies, but this guy's got to be playing right back. That has to be our back four for me, especially with the speed, because Josko's not slow either. He's got good recovery speed. He isn't slow. He's not the quickest. I think Kasanov's quicker. Nunez is probably quicker, but he's a hell of a lot quicker than Rico Lewis, Vardiol. A hell of a lot quicker than the likes of Akanju's left, of course. But I mean, I think this is the best of both worlds when you combine Nunez, you combine Lewis, and the attributes of those two players. Josko has both of their attributes that we are wanting to combine, and we've got it. The stumbling block has just been because he's got a left foot. Don't put him out there. This is Pep Guardiola. He'll put players wherever he sees fit. And I see it perfectly that Josko can do that role, and I am convinced that Pep Guardiola, who put Cancelo out onto that left-back position with his right foot, how many goals did Cancelo get from that position? Away at Newcastle, the Travella cross to Haaland, thinking of using his right foot from that inside half space. This time, Josko using his left foot, whipping it in from that side. Kind of like Kevin De Bruyne, but in-swinging crosses as well, not just shooting. I think this could absolutely work, and I think he's got the confidence, and confidence is key. This is a 21-year-old who joined Manchester City following the treble. And he bossed it, mate. He came in as a 21-year-old. You should be shy, you should be insecure, and you should be starstruck. You shouldn't you? Not if you're Josko. Even if you're 21-year-old Josko Vardiol, you come in and dominate and you take that position, you make it your own, and you become one of the best players at Manchester City within a year. The treble-winning side rolled out the red carpet, the blue carpet in our case, and said, "You, that's your position. You're a starting 11 player, wherever you need to be, mate. Centre back, left back, and for me this season, right back should be." Do you believe in that as well? Let me know your thoughts, Blues. Like and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is typical City now, holding up silverware.